Today, the world witnessed a moment that many believed was impossible. After years of tension, threats, sanctions, and the constant fear of war, the United States and Iran officially signed a historic peace agreement, bringing an end to hostilities and opening a new chapter of friendship and cooperation. This agreement did not happen overnight. It came after intense diplomatic negotiations, secret meetings, and growing pressure from the international community that demanded peace over destruction. The announcement immediately sent shockwaves across the globe, as people everywhere paused to absorb the reality that two longtime rivals had finally chosen dialogue over conflict. For years, relations between Washington and Tehran were defined by mistrust and confrontation. Military threats, economic sanctions, and proxy conflicts pushed both nations to the edge of war multiple times. Missiles were prepared, armies were on alert, and civilians lived under the shadow of fear. Families on both sides worried about what tomorrow might bring. The possibility of a full-scale war in the Middle East raised concerns not just for the region, but for global stability, all markets, and international security. Many experts warned that even a small miscalculation could lead to catastrophic consequences. The turning point came when leaders from both nations realized that continued hostility was costing too much economically, politically, and humanly. Back-channel diplomacy began quietly, away from cameras and public pressure. Senior officials met in neutral locations, exchanging proposals and red lines. These talks were tense and often stalled, but the desire to avoid war kept both sides at the table. Gradually, confidence-building measures were introduced, including reduced military activity, humanitarian cooperation, and prisoner discussions. These small steps laid the groundwork for something much bigger. The historic deal was finally signed during a high-level summit attended by top officials from both countries. Cameras captured the powerful moment as Donald Trump shook hands with Iran's president, symbolizing an end to decades of hostility. The agreement included commitments to stop military escalation, lift certain sanctions, respect regional sovereignty, and cooperate on security and economic development. The image of former enemies signing documents side by side instantly became one of the most shared and discussed moments in modern political history. One of the most significant aspects of the deal is the complete halt to military operations between the two nations. Airstrikes were called off, naval forces were instructed to stand down, and communication channels were permanently open to prevent misunderstandings. This decision alone reduced tensions across the Middle East almost immediately. Neighboring countries welcomed the announcement, expressing hope that regional conflicts fueled by rivalry would finally begin to cool down. Stock markets reacted positively, oil prices stabilized, and global leaders praised the agreement as a victory for diplomacy. Beyond politics and military strategy, the human impact of this deal is profound. Millions of ordinary people in Iran and the United States can now look toward the future with renewed hope. Iranian citizens expect economic relief, better access to global markets, and improved living conditions. American families see a reduced risk to their soldiers and a shift away from endless foreign conflicts. Students, entrepreneurs, and travelers from both nations may now find doors opening that were closed for generations. The agreement also emphasizes cultural and people-to-people exchange. Plans are already underway for academic cooperation, sports diplomacy, and joint scientific projects. These initiatives aim to replace years of propaganda and misunderstanding with direct human connection. Analysts believe that true peace is not built only through documents, but through relationships, shared experiences, and mutual respect. This shift could redefine how the world views diplomacy in the 21st century. Critics, however, remain cautious. Some argue that the deal may face challenges in implementation and political opposition within both countries. Hardliners on each side have expressed skepticism, warning that trust must be earned, not assumed. Yet supporters of the agreement say that peace always carries risk, and that refusing to try guarantees continued conflict. They believe this deal represents courage choosing compromise when war would have been easier. International organizations and global powers have welcomed the agreement, calling it a model for resolving long-standing disputes. Diplomatic observers note that this breakthrough could influence other global conflicts, proving that even the most entrenched rivalries can be resolved through sustained dialogue. The message is clear. Diplomacy still works when leaders are willing to listen. As the ink dries on this historic agreement, the world stands at a crossroads. The decision made today will shape the future of the Middle East and global politics for years to come. Whether this new friendship endures will depend on continued commitment, transparency, and respect from both sides. But for now, one truth is undeniable: the guns have fallen silent. The war has stopped, and hope has replaced fear. Today will be remembered not as a day of missiles or explosions, but as a day when words defeated weapons. The United States and Iran have chosen peace, and in doing so, they have reminded the world that even the deepest divisions can be healed when humanity comes first.